everyone, just James here, okay, bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys, I decided I wanted to do like a little story time video for you guys, just something new for this channel, and I want to take a break from like the art for a little bit, just like talk a little bit, and also show off some art, I guess. So I haven't really had time to work on too much. The Vavavoon dolls were a huge undertaking, and now that they're finally done, I'm giving myself a little R&R. Bear in mind, I'm still working on art here and there, and I'm still doing drag and everything, but like, as far as creating dolls, I've taken a bit of a pause, just for my own sake. I've been breathing a lot of chemicals, so I want to take a break on that. But I want to talk to you guys about what actually got me started with this doll making journey and what inspired me to like pick it back up. So, shall we begin? Earlier this year, I was scouring eBay, and I don't know what it was. This happens to me all the time. I get obsessed with something and I have to have it. And if I don't have it, it drives me nuts. So, I was obsessed with Bild Lilli for a hot second again. Like, for those of you who don't know who Bild Lilli is, I'll explain to you. Bild Lilli was a comic strip character from Bild magazine, which was sort of like your National Enquirer of Germany in the 1950s. And she was a very fun, modern girl. It's basically Germany after the Nazis and everything, and they were rebuilding themselves. They became very obsessed with Western culture and Western fashions, and Lilli was that answer to that. She was like the epitome of Western fashion invading Germany and creating this new modern girl who lived by her own rules, set her own path, and had her own career. And I feel like she's kind of gotten lied on in these last couple years. Like, people have really like lied on her name and pissed on her legacy. She was not a call girl. She was not a hooker. She was a working girl with a career who just dated. Like, she had a very healthy sex life and a very healthy dating life. And her comics reflect that. She was not exchanging money for anything of that sort. She was doing something called like dating for dinner, like what girls used to do in the 50s, where you go on a date with a guy just to get something to eat. In that regard, she was a very revolutionary thing in Germany. Like, she was hugely popular, so much so she even got her own movie. They had a contest to decide who was going to play her. Like, she was a phenomenon. And the Bild Lilli doll became an offshoot of the comic because it was seen as sort of like a gag gift or a novelty item, something a guy would give to his girlfriend on Valentine's Day or her birthday as sort of like a gag gift. You know, it's a cheeky gift that's meant to get a laugh. And she also became popular with like GIs and things like that as sort of like a novelty gift. You'd see pictures of her in the cockpit of like war fighting jets and everything. As well as she became popular with children because of course she's a friggin' doll. So of course people are gonna have fun with her. And people are gonna wanna play with her and tell stories with her. And it's not just Bild Lilli stories. They would project their own ideas of who this character could be in their own minds, which is just a whole other mode of fantasy play. Which just shows how powerful and how transcendent dolls can be. Like, what they initially started out to be is not necessarily what they will become. I usually go through phases with Bild Lilli, the doll. Sometimes I really want one, and other times like I'm willing to settle for a clone. Well, in this case, I was settling for a clone, and it was a really good find. On eBay, I saw a lot of like what was 6-7-inch vintage Hong Kong Lilli dolls, all in different stages of disrepair, right? Like, it would have been an undertaking to get, but I had an idea. I thought, if I get these, I could use them as parts and scan them or mold them or create casts of them so that I can create my own dolls. And I kept racking my brain. It's like, how can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? And like, I bid up really high for it. It was a bloodbath, okay, this eBay listing, but safe to say I lost, and I lost it really badly. And I was mad. Like, I was so mad about it. So I remember talking to my drag daughter, telling her all about this, and she was telling me about how she had just gotten a 3D printer and how she's really loving it and how she's having a lot of fun making her own accessories. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I see? So when she came over for a photo shoot for when she was doing Senior Frogs, they had her shoot her own promo photos, so me and Ernie shot the photos for her. But she was showing me the earrings, and like, she made gauge earrings of like thunderbolts for her look. And it was really cool, and the quality was really good. And it was very arts and craftsy because she had to like sand it and paint it and everything. And I thought, okay, well, this is kind of cool. I remember doing stuff like this when I was doing puppetry, like maybe I should try it. I took a little coaxing, I took a little bit of research, but I eventually bit the bullet and decided, you know, we're gonna sit for this 3D printer, we're gonna get it. I did my research, which I normally never do, but I did my research. I found out that if I started like a business account with Amazon or something, I could get like a coupon code and that would take some money off. So I ended up getting a good chunk of money off in the 3D printer to where it wasn't that much of a crippling investment. It actually was pretty affordable. I was able to pay it off really quickly. With having that like huge chunk of money taken off, I think it was like 130 bucks. It took off the initial price tag, which really helped. And it was the learning curve of figuring out beforehand while I waited, how the fuck do I make a 3D mold? So I had been doing my research. I found different drafts of stuff that I could use, and basically took a lot of time just learning how to mold. And Bryce was also very, very helpful in this regard too, because Bryce is a fucking computer whiz and was teaching me all sorts of stuff as far as like the mistakes I was making when I was initially starting to mold things. I feel like I got a lot better at it really quickly, to the point where after I got the 3D printer and I started playing around with the program and started playing around with like different drafts of doll bodies, I managed to like create a Franken doll, which was the Va Va Voom dolls I showed you before. But I also had commissioned an artist, Gothic Zombie, to make me another doll, which is right back here, the James Mansfield emote doll and the Bathing Beauty. But Bild Lilli was always on my mind, and I thought, what if I played around with it a little more and made like a variant again? Also, the one downside about this 3D printing thing is while molded hair looks incredible, putting hair into the head is a harder thing to do. So, I was doing some research again. I believe it was Disney Barbie girl Dakota. She was mentioning how when she was doing her Lilli, she was using super glue and super gluing the hair on. Well, I tried that, which is this girl right here. But I think she looks pretty good for like a very, very much so Bild Lilli inspired doll. Like, it looks pretty good. I'm not mad at it. I think she's fun. And I made this outfit myself. This is one of my like mixture of like, you know, a beer garden maiden kind of outfit. Sort of like really skimpy, but like, you know, a throwback, definitely a throwback to like a pinup girl inspired kind of cheesecake look. I think this was initially what I was gonna have Va Va Voom be wearing when you buy her. But this is the initial outfit that I made. And I think she came out pretty good. And I think she's super cute as like a Bild Lilli inspired doll with the little ponytail and everything. This is a little one-off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been kind of going through it, like artistically, and like just kind of figuring out what I want to do next, you know, and like what could I do besides drag to make like bring me happiness again? Because living in Las Vegas and everything, it hasn't really like fulfilled me much as artistically as I thought it would. And there's been a lot of like hurdles thrown my way that I just was not prepared for. So this has been a nice distraction to like push myself into doing something else. Like, James, there's something else. There's gotta be something else you can do. And honestly, this 3D printer thing has been such a fun outlet for me. And it's such a great way for me to like look back at the things I used to really love, which was like dolls and doll making and doll collecting. Like even back in high school, I used to make dolls out of felt and fabric and everything. And I made puppets. I remember it being something I really loved doing, and it brought me a lot of joy, and it was a very private thing that I would just do to like, you know, relax. And of course you accumulate a lot of shit from doing this. Like, I still have a closet full of puppets that just for the heart life of me, I can't give away. Like, I don't know how to get rid of them because they were such a labor of love. Whereas with these ones, I guess it's a little different because they're dolls. So maybe this is me getting older, maybe this is maturity, but the older I get and like the more I make, the less and less I want to hold on to them. If that makes any sense. I'd rather somebody else enjoy it. So yeah, I feel like this has been a fun experiment and like pushing myself creatively and artistically, and as well as like learning to let things go and just let other people enjoy your art. That's what inspired me to start this whole doll making journey, was just like something to push myself out of my comfort zones and to doing something that's different and hope that people enjoy. And I feel like people have been, and they've been so supportive, and I met such a great community that's been welcoming with open arms. Honestly, the doll community is freaking awesome, and they've been so helpful. Like House of Lilli, Danny Marvel, Dakota, Darling Delphine, like there's amazing people out there. Tiny Ribbons have all been very helpful. Whenever I need to ask them something, they always like come through and like give me advice on what to do. Gothic Zombie, of course, Hexgen. Like, everyone's been super, super cool and like helping me experiment with this whole doll making stuff. And I'm excited to see what else we make and what the future beholds, because honestly, we've made some really cool shit. And you've seen before, and like everything I've made so far, like the sky's the limit with this, and it makes me so excited to like create things again. Now I'm gonna give myself like a week before I start again, because these dolls took the life out of me, but I'm so proud of them, and I think they look so cute. And I'm excited to create more and do more creative things. This has been my first foray into working with hair, like on a doll, and I think it came out pretty good for like a ponytail. But we could do better. We definitely can do better. And I'm continuing to try and keep innovating and coming up with different ideas for what we can do, and especially what we could do with hair, because that's kind of what I'm known for. But in the meantime, we'll be enjoying the molded hair. I think it's a whole vibe in itself too. Again, I'm gonna keep pushing myself and pushing myself and pushing myself and seeing what happens. This has been like a nice little story time, just to like kick it back, talk with you guys, and kind of just give you guys my side of things for a change. I feel like I never really do, other than like when we're hanging out in live streams and everything. This has been a nice dish to have for you guys. Now, of course, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, dolls are fun and dolls are for everyone. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye.